So Senator Bradley, when you look back, what do you think made the political moment that made 86 tax reform possible? What were the key elements of that?
I think there were 4 key elements with 5 in terms of a basic underlying environment. And I don't think you'll get tax reform now unless these 4 elements are there. First of all, you need to have a president that's fully committed to it. You need a Secretary of Treasury who knows the subject and can cut a deal when the time comes. And you need to have a chairman of the Ways and Means Committee and a chairman of the Finance Committee who see their own political interests served by making the tough choices to drive something forward. And then, you know, it doesn't hurt to have some zealot who, every time they open their mouth, all they're doing is talking about tax reform. And in 1986, I was that zealot.
There was a bipartisan interest, a real solution that gave something to both sides, and a real need to do it that was perceived by the public. Perceived by the public so much that, not that they really wanted tax reform. I don't think even some of the biggest players that the senator praised, and they deserve his praise, really wanted tax reform. But because there was a real problem, widely perceived as a problem, no one could allow tax reform to die because they would be blamed for failing to solve the problem.
Both parties need to be in the room. You need to have someone who's crying out, the town crier, who's saying this needs to be done. You need to have an administration working together in the same direction. You need to have a lot of things, though, that you don't have today. You know, the members were willing to work together. They got to know each other off campus many times. Today, that's frowned upon. You don't travel much because people write bad things about travel, but you do not see each other in non-adversarial situations. You have a hard time realizing the guy across the aisle is a human being like you and shares a number of the things you care about.
This idea of not being able to talk to each other is the root of the problem here at this point. This was hard work. You know, we had hearings for a year, just about every day. And one of the things that Janice has pointed out, that this thing became bigger than yourself. This was, if you ask me what was the best thing that ever happened to you in politics, I would say sitting in the Ways and Means Committee, listening to those hearings and going to the markup and finding out what everybody else on the committee was thinking. And you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing. And when you ask me whether I have any scars, I don't have any scars. I had a good time. Paul Ryan came up to me, and I know Paul since he was an intern for Jack Kemp. And he came up to me one night in the Capitol Hill Club and said, what do you think about tax reform? Think we can get it done this year? And I said, are you going to do it by the rules? What do you mean by that? Well, you're going to do it by regular order? People are going to be able to amend the bill? Or you're just going to go drop something in on the members and have them eat it one way or another? Well, that's not the way it was done in '86. It was carefully choreographed. We had the hearings. You learned from the hearings. You sat next to the people in the committee room, and then you had the markup. You sat in the same place in the markup, the same table, and you got to know these people and know what they wanted, what they needed. And the chairman was not. He was cognizant of everything at the time.
And I think that fact that it was a bipartisan effort, you know, we had here were 4 and 3, 4 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and when we get to an issue, okay, let's have a vote, Pac would say. Sometimes it was 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, sometimes it was 3 Democrats, 1 Republican, sometimes it was 4 Republicans. But we all agreed that how we voted there was what the bill was going to be. And I think that sense of bipartisanship was absolutely critical to getting anything passed.
Nobody got everything they wanted. in this bill, you know, so I did as good as I thought I could, but there were some other issues out there that I had to give up on, and just for the sake of reducing the tax expense, the value of the tax expenditures, and to get the